Hey guys, this is Kami Ken, and I have recently completed my challenge of finishing 19 pages of pencils for my latest webcomic in 5 days. And before I get started on work today, I wanted to show you my actual results, so you can get an idea of the level of pencils I'm putting out within that time frame, and I guess my thought process or my day to day and what that was like doing that process to complete this work. So here is my stack. I like to do my work on paper because it just feels more tangible to me, and it's the way that I'm really used to. I feel like drawing manga on paper or drawing comics on paper allows for more, happy accidents in the art. So when I have like a weird line in a weird place, it sparks an idea for a different way that something could look, and it makes me draw differently than I would if I were to do digital or start with the digital workflow. So here is page 1. On day 1 of this challenge, I was just like, okay, here we go. It's go time. Let me go hard. This is like the first few pages. I was going as hard as I could. Day 1, I was just like, all right, cool. Because by like having done this before with chapter 1 and going into chapter 2, I was just like, okay, I already know what I can reasonably produce in a day. So day 1 was actually not that hard to get done. I was just looking at my storyboards. I know, like, since I've gone through the whole process of drawing a full comic, these are the first 4 pages, by the way, that I completed on day 1. And because I've gone through the whole process of doing a comic recently, I know what I need by the end of the penciling process. I know I don't need to do the most in terms of the pencils, but I needed to. Basically, my layouts are so, they're so rough. Let me just show you what I had for page 1 through 4. Well, actually, this is going to show page 1 through 3. So the layouts for the first 3-4 pages were so rough. In fact, for the whole chapter, they're so rough that I basically have to reinterpret what I drew and figure out a better way to draw them. And it's not like it's hard for me to figure out what I drew there or understand what I put down, but it's more like I'm trying to take the dialogue that I wrote down, take the image that I chose to represent that dialogue, and find the best way to represent that on the page in story format. And so it might have looked boring in terms of the layout, but I was like, okay, let me use my full mind to figure out how best to represent the art that I'm trying to create, or the story that I'm trying to create. And then what else is, I have a checklist of every artistic principle that I have learned or committed to memory over the years that I use to take a look and see what I'm missing in terms of my art. So I'll have that nearby so that whenever I'm drawing, I can take a look at this and be like, okay, these are things that I learned at the Cuber School. These are things that I learned from the best tutorials I've ever learned from online. And these are the things that if I do them, I know I can create a good final product on my page. I also wrote down this recently for like as a list of things to include on my pages. These are things that that I keep as a checklist or a mental checklist to make sure that I'm including everything that needs to go on the page. And the reason I do my layout so rough is so that I give myself room for interpretation, give myself room to engage my full mind in creating the page, and give myself room to make it even better than how I originally interpreted it. Because if I make it too solid at the beginning, it almost like it deadens the product. It deadens the final thing. So I leave room for interpretation all the way up until the very final bit. Like, even after I'm done with all the drawing, all the art, the very last things that I'll change are the speech balloons. Like, I'll touch them up, I'll punch them up, or I'll cut different things that don't need to be said. I'll just make it better all the way up until the very end. I'll be editing all the way up until the end. So that is that. Then with the following 4 pages, remember last video I said I was pretty distracted throughout the making of all of these pages. I was like watching The Boys, I was watching like people reacting to The Boys, and people reacting to different like shows that I've watched in the past, like all these Yu-Gi-Oh clips. What else? Just people playing Magic the Gathering, all that stuff. I was super distracted, but yeah, I still put down enough pencils, like put down enough on the page to really understand, like, okay, I can at least go back and improve what I had or improve what I put down. So during the day, like during the daytime, I would be pretty like relaxed, not really going that hard. But then at night was when I really went hard and put in more work, or like put in more of the details that were necessary on the page. Anything that's like background details or background work, I don't go that hard on. Like, there is a gun and there is a piece of paper on this page, but it's gonna be debatable whether I even draw that on paper or try to do that as a digital thing. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of details that have been left out. This is what I'm talking about. It's like it's really rough in a lot of spots. I'm going to be able to go back into the inks and touch up a lot of this stuff, put in the panels and do that digitally as well. Like, I'll just be doing the art on the outside and then touching it up digitally. But yeah, this is the level of pencils that I'm doing, like really quickly, 4 pages per day. It's not super detailed, you know what I mean? It's not 100% detailed. If anything, the most detailed parts will be the faces. It'll be the faces, and as long as those are in the right place, then I feel like I'm in a good spot. So yeah, like I'll hit the faces as well as I can, and then when I really need to go in like and do good like body shots, then I'll draw the bodies as well. So that was basically all 19 pages. Let's see if you can surmise the story from what I just showed you. But I'll be working on inking this after I get these approved from my editors, and from there I'll just be inking, trying to hit like 4 pages per day at the same pace that I was penciling them, and even more if I possibly can. But inking is going to take a little bit longer in terms of when I ink, I do it traditionally, so I'm going to have to bring my printer and /scanner so that I can scan in those pages and then do the digital ink work that that will allow me to finish the page off. So that is basically it. I feel like I hit my goal in terms of, you know, getting the pencils done, and then once I start on the inks, I'll just be flying by, especially with the more finished drawings. That will, because they're so finished, I'll be able to ink those a lot faster. But yeah, that should give you a good idea of what I've been working on, how I've been working, and I'm just gonna try to figure out how to go even faster for the next chapter. I figured out a bit of a way to reduce distraction and increase like mental clarity, and just move a little bit faster than I'm currently going, because I just keep bringing back to mind like how much of a golden opportunity this is for me to take advantage of. Like, I'm getting paid to draw the comic. I'm living with my parents, so I don't have any rent payments to make. So all of that should contribute to allowing me to make the best comic I possibly can make. There should be no reason for me to fail, and if I fail, it's probably because I died. So there is no other option for me. It's just succeed, and that's it. Succeed or die. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully I can keep this pace for the rest of the book and mitigate as much as I possibly can any outside influences or things that would throw me off of getting my work done. So that's pretty much it. If you'd like to see the first chapter of the current story that I'm working on, it's a story called Saintly. It is a demon chase horror action comedy about two best friends who have to outrun the demon loan sharks that they borrowed from. Basically, it's like Scooby-Doo meets K-pop demon hunters without the K-pop. And the story backs the main character into a corner where she has to decide between the hard path to success or lose her soul to the lure of easy money. And we get to see the ramifications of her choice, and if she can hide this deal with the devil from her friend, or if it will tear them apart. And I hope you read my comic in the description and check out the story. It should appear in your email inbox or your spam folder if you don't see it. And if you want to take a look at a little bit of what the finished work looks like, this is it. And I'm pretty happy with this. And people that have read it in person who have bought this volume were happy with it as well. So I'm just going to try to keep this pace. Try to keep this quality as well and keep this project going. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you sticking around. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.